Okay guys, how's it going? Hello, it's me. I was wondering if you want to talk about some ETP. Let's go over what the fuck is going on. Okay guys, I hope you guys like my singing. Don't forget guys, I always tell people this, that if I don't make it as a trader, what I'm gonna do is just probably go to Canadian Idol or something like that, and I'm gonna audition and I'm gonna change the world with my beautiful singing. So guys, I have recorded a 30-minute video now, and it wasn't actually even recording, or sorry, I was making a 30-minute video and it wasn't even making. So I'm gonna make this even quicker, okay guys? First of all, I want you guys to know that I really appreciate all the love and support that you've given me. And a lot of the times my TA is dead on, and sometimes it's also wrong as well. And I want to let you guys know that some people actually have the balls and the audacity to message me directly and say shit to me like I lost money because of you when things slightly go south. Or they'll say things like in a trolling or really rude way, like looks like you were wrong, right? TAs don't really like that, guys. And over the past month, I've been getting a lot of followers, and I really appreciate that. I guess it directly shows that the hard work I'm putting in to help make these educational videos, people are appreciating it, and the community likes to see more of them, right? Which I promise you guys will see more of it. And at the same time, just, make sure you guys don't do things negatively like that, that is not positive for the community, right? And not only that, guys, I'm getting a really big follower base because of the work that I do and the work that I put in to try to help the community. And I personally don't appreciate as well whether you guys do it in a joking way or not. And you say shit like, because of you, I've lost money. And the implication is very direct as well. Or when you say things like, man, looks like you were wrong this time, and you guys make emojis and shit like that, right? It's just not cool, guys. Don't do it. I'm doing this out of my own free time, and I want to help out the community extremely, okay? So I hope that you guys all appreciate what I'm doing, and I feel incredibly bad that some people might be following these TA and they're learning from it, and at the same time they might be entering positions because of what I'm saying. So you guys must understand that there's a lot of different ways. Oh, by the way, this is me trying to let you guys get in on who I am personally as well, right? If you're gonna watch my 1 hour videos and get to know my TA style, get to know me a little bit as well. So because the psychology of someone and the psychology behind someone is just as important as the psychology in market behavior as well. Okay, guys? And what's really important to understand is that there are a lot of different methods for analysis, okay? And with analyzing, we must take all information. Am I recording? Yeah, I am. We must take all information with an absolute grain of salt, okay? And the reason we do that is because we have to respect that there are a lot of different ways to analyze things. There's, Wyckoff, there's Dow theory, geez, there's Wolf theory as well. There's trend line trading as well, right? There's level 2 trading. So many different ways to trade, guys. So and there's fundamental trading as well. Some people don't even do technical analysis. Some people say that technical analysis is a way of drawing something that you want to see. I disagree with it, but we have to respect the fact that there's many different methods. Now, let's say you guys were reading a newspaper, okay? If you only read one newspaper, you'll basically be brainwashed because you only have the perspective from one side, right? So now your opinion is biased, right? Do you guys know what I mean? Your opinion is biased because you're not getting information from several sources. But let's say now you're doing TA and you're getting perspectives from a lot of different analysts, lots of different methods of analyzing and combining fundamental, etc. If you get various information from various places, it then allows you guys to formulate an opinion based on all the information that is given, right? That's why we take things with a grain of salt very slowly, and then after that, we make our opinion and then we conclude it. So never follow me blindly, guys. I'm doing what I think is best for me, and I'm doing technical analysis based on mainly Elliot Wave theory and trend lines and support and volume, liquidity, Fibonacci, etc. But you guys must understand that this is what I'm doing, and I'm just trying to also share to you guys what is going through my mind to let the community know, okay? So we're just gonna get into what has been going on, which is very confusing, okay, guys? Now, a few things can be going on. There's no debating that this is A, B, C here, and there's no debating that this is X as well. The reason why it's X is because if it was wave 2, where this is wave, 1, and that's 2 here, and sorry, this is wave 3, it would have broken out of here, okay? It would have broken out of it with a lot of conviction. Here, let me show you guys Omizi Go chart. So this is now the resistance, right? There's also no debating about this as well, where this is pretty much a major area over here. So it formed a WX, not an WXY, but it formed basically an A, B, C, D, E correction. If you guys saw my analysis in the other one, A, B, C, D is on symmetric triangles, basically, okay? Or descending triangles. And this is a descending triangle. Excuse me there. All of this. Now, this is now the resistance, or was the resistance. Look what happened when it broke out of the resistance, okay guys? When it broke out of the resistance, not only did it break out of it, but it broke out of it with a lot of excess. And then now it is hovering above the resistance that is now a support, right? We're not going back into this bearish zone right here, okay? That's important to understand, a breakout out of a major resistance. These don't count because they're all bull traps. So when we look at it on a daily, for example, let me just clear up some of this shit here. When we look at it on the daily, it's actually very obvious to see, right? Where we're drawing it just based on the wicks popping out of it. And that's not accurate either. This is not accurate because these candles overlap. And if there was a higher time frame, we would just see a wick popping out of it. So take the first point and the second point and draw it down. Now we can see it break out of the resistance clearly, right? And now it's hovering above it. That is what a breakout is, guys. It breaks out of it with a lot of strength and conviction. And then after that, gentlemen, it stays above it, okay? That is so important to understand. Now, another note I'd like to make note of is right here. This is what happened when it was added to Poloniex. Now we must debate this issue. Okay guys, the hype leading up to it being added on exchange, it's very short-lived, and what people would prefer to do is let the correction in general finish off because it needs to, and then we buy coins really cheap, so when it hits a new exchange, you profit even more. Does it make sense to drive up the price in a market before it hits up the market? Before it hits the market? Not really, because you want it to be cheap once again, right? Because it may not have as much room to go percentage-wise later. So you want to get your most amount for the dollar that happened. Now look at right here on Poloniex. We knew it was going to be added to Poloniex, but this correction still happened anyways. And then when it was added to Poloniex, boom, that's what happened. Right here, guys. This is the candle September 11th that was added to Poloniex, and then it skyrocketed. And then what happened after? The general public knew that a correction was still overdue, and that happened, which resulted in a really nasty candle actually. It resulted in this candle right here with a lot of rejection, and then on a daily chart, it looks even worse, okay? On a daily chart, it just shows as a really long wick that just pokes out of it, and then boom, back to normal correction every single time, okay? So the idea behind it is to get really cheap coins. So when you hit the exchange, what happens is it skyrockets from there. So if you were to get it at say $3.75 or $3.50, if it went up to like $5 on the exchange, that's quite a bit, right? Which is kind of the maximum price you can go up to for now, just based on liquidity and based on the demand for the coin right now, and also factor in fundamental that there's not a lot of news coming out right now. This news is slowly trickling, right? So that's what happened to Omizi Go. And then once again, we broke out of here, and now we're hovering above the resistance area. But ETP, guys, there's a big debate right now in my mind about what is right and what is wrong, okay? So a big debate in my mind is, once again, this is no doubt X because wave 3 didn't just shoot past up it, right? It attempted a little bit, but not really quite. We got the double bottom here, okay? We got the double bottom there. And this is a major resistance, just so you guys know. Right here, that's a major resistance. Right here. I'm not a cup and handle trader, guys. Anything can look like a cup and handle. You will rarely see me talk about cup and handle. I think it's a very amateur pattern to even think of, and there's a lot of factors to look into it. Yeah, so anyways, so don't even try to say that's a cup and handle to me, guys. A, B, C, because wave 3 didn't shoot up there to begin, then we knew that when it hit here and bounced off of there, this is now an X point. Now within X, okay guys, there's A, B, and C. Now that is actually a really, really short C to me based on the proportionality of this specific wave. It does not look right to me. So my debate is this A, B, and C, or is this B right here? And then we get a C to come down here to get a double bottom basically, right? I mean, if it was added there, if it was kind of come down and it was added to hit BTC, sure, we'll see a little spike, 20% or so, but right after that, it should just come back down and resume the correction. So what's on my mind is how confused I am about the Elliott wave drawing. Is this right, where it's A, B, C right here? Or is this right, where it was just a really short wave, and based on strength, it just doesn't look like it is, right guys? So that's where I stand. Now, if we look actually on a, say, 45-minute chart, sure, I'll just go 1 hour chart for now. 1 hour chart for now. We couldn't even break into a high RSI zone, okay? We double top there and it's now diverging. All of this whole area, none of it really peaked high over 85, right? None of it. We don't see anything over 70 even. But now look, compared to an uptrend, guys, on the first wave. Okay, compared to, for example, this wave right here. Look at this RSI, guys. It got to 890, right? All the way to wave 3, and it got here. And when it got to this point, we knew a correction was going to happen because we draw it from where pretty much it began to where it ended, and we see a bearish divergence, right? So when this point is hit, you know, getting a one top, two top, it just ended up tanking. Look at here as well, right? Where it ended up getting such a high. Look at this. It got all the way to 80, 90s, right? One top, two top there pretty much. Look at this guy. It already reached the double top and it's already down ticking. Since I made last video, it was actually at 425, and now the one that didn't record it, and now it's already at 418. So I'm not convinced this is a breakout at all, guys. If we look on a 30-minute chart, it only peeked through it once, right? At 80 barely on a 30-minute chart. We didn't see it anywhere here as well, except for kind of here a little bit where it peaked to 72. On the B correction, okay, look what on the B correction, it peaks to about 72-ish, okay? Right? Now this B correction as well. Well, this one is B because we also have we have A, B, C here. So this one's really A. It peaked up to only there. And look at this one where if this one was indeed B, like that, it only peaked up a little bit. Do you guys want to see what an actual uptrend looks like on a 30-minute chart? Look at that. Look at this right here, guys. That is what it looks like above that zone from waves, you know, like where 2 ended all the way to 5. And even when it was added as well. This is what it looks like, guys. That's a really big range, right? Massive range, spiking well above it. Do we see this? Do we see this right here? Not really. Like we see a little bit, right? But it's not spiking that high, getting like triple, double tops and stuff. But what we do see is a bearish divergence. It's tanking with a MACD crossing already. So look at these guys over here. When it breaks it with freaking crazy conviction, getting it like double tops all the way in the 70s and the 80s. I don't see that here, guys. Look on the 15-minute chart when we compare it to what has happened in the past before. Look at that RSI zone that it's reaching. It's reaching like 90s and stuff on a 15-minute chart. Do we see that kind of stuff here? It reached, you know, about 85, right? But now it's downtrending pretty damn hard already. So I'm not really convinced. We need to see a lot of excess on the higher time frames of massive RSI ranges. in order for it to be continued an uptrend. The uptrend for it to be considered strong, it needs to break out of this resistance area, guys. So I can't help but convince that this right here is wrong, A, B, C, because of 3 reasons, okay? 1, the RSI could not just break well above it. It needs to break so far above it, guys. You have no idea. 2, this wave A, B, C is absolutely too small. C is not a double bottom. This is not a double bottom. Like I mentioned in my other video, look right here, okay, right there. What do you guys see as the low? You see the low as 4.227. Look at the low here, 4.22, okay guys? So basically it's right on par. But if you guys look at a double bottom for this one's only 3.72 and this one's 3.60. So it can hardly count as a double bottom. Double bottoms are counted when they're pretty much very similar within just a few cents of each other. So I don't believe that this is A, B, C and Y ended here, for the third reason that the RSI just cannot break above it. So once again, I don't think it's ended here because 1, we can't break out of this area. 2, A, B, C is too small and C didn't exactly end the way it should. Normally it does. And 3, the RSI is already reaching a double top here on pretty much every single time frame, right? And it's now starting to diverge. So my conclusion is that this is right here. Okay, we're gonna probably get a double bottom to here. If we got a double bottom there, we're most likely gonna get a double bottom right here as well. Just like that. And then I firmly believe that it is actually this instead, the teal line that I'm just about to show you. This is what I firmly believe is going to happen. Now, as we compare the example in Omise Go, where when it was added, it spiked up, right? And then what happened? It came right back down. So what I'm thinking, guys, is, you know, it could be really short, the next one coming down, and just maybe ending right here. If not that, guys, then we are going to shoot for a 1-to-1 target. Sorry, I was going to say, if this particular thing happens right before the exchanges hit, it could just look like this, where it comes down, right? And then it spikes up like 20-25%, maybe even above it. And then the normal correction resumes, just like every other coin that I have experience with, and it just resumes. So what kind of targets could we expect if it goes up? Well, I talked about my targets in the last video. We could basically be making our way to $5 first. We're going to shoot for this high, obviously. We got to always shoot for the X wave, okay? We shoot for the X wave as our first target of around 537. Maybe this one first of 584. But long term, we're looking anywhere between $9 to $11 in 4 or 5 months or so. If it went up, if it went down, we could be ending it right here. Or if this one here made an exact 1-to-1 ratio, A, B for X, right there. Okay, guys, whoops. Yeah, that looks about right. Actually, I don't think I'm doing that right. 1, 2. No, I didn't actually make a 1-to-1 ratio. My mistake. Okay, this one hit around between 786 and the 1 range right here, okay? So if that did that, then this one might also hit the same target as well if we take this extension. So we start 1, and then we go 2, and then we go 3 right here. I mean, we could, if it followed this particular path, we could be looking anywhere even between like, you know, $2.77 to $3 before it actually starts to start its wave 3. So that's just my prediction. We could hit somewhere here, but if it follows the same path, like we could see the final leg come anywhere down to even over here. I know that's not what people want to hear, but that's realistic as well, and we have to consider every single possible option. So one option is basically here. One option is truncated, double bottom again, right here. Okay, that could very well be it. And I want you guys to understand that I'm very unbiased when I give my opinion. I try to cover from every single possibility. I'm not even in the position right now. I went on a small short from 425 to 410 about, and I'm happy with that gain a day. But I'm very conservative, and I need a lot of confirmation before I buy into this uptrend. Okay, so we're just stalling here. If you guys notice, look at that. And then if that actually does go end up being up, we'll just do a quick target from say here, here, and here. If this is actually the up wave or the uptrend, we'll start from the beginning. I mean, we can just shoot for a first level of the 618 around, like first zone that we'd want to target is right here, pretty much between 617 and 675, because we want to beat this higher high. But the first one actually is more like X around the 382 level at $5.56. So what I'm saying is, if this is indeed the uptrend, guys, and we break out of this resistance area, we could be seeing targets between, more realistically, I'll just draw the whole zone right here. You guys can pause it to look at the price if it breaks up. But guys, we have to look at this right here one last time, okay? I mean, we look on the 4-hour chart, the candles are not looking pretty, guys. They're not looking pretty at all to me. I mean, we're getting, you know, nasty red candles. Sure, it's rejecting a little bit, but when we look on the grand scheme of things, these candles don't have a lot of conviction, and all that I see are rejections to the upside because it can't get higher highs. And I also see RSIs like the 45-minute chart just basically topping off. I see the 30-minute MACD rounding and coming down. I see the histogram coming down as well, right? So once again, I'm not in the short position, guys. I'm not trying to manipulate the market here in any way. I see the 15-minute MACD crossing and it wants to come down as well, right? I see this one barely making an attempt. It's just slowly downtrending all the way from where it began. The 1-minute one just cannot break crazy RSI zones of 80, 85 again. So yeah, like all the signs point to a lot of resistance to where we're at right now. And I think I'm gonna conclude the video, guys. So once again, like no more hate messages, okay, guys? I'll give you guys, you know, I didn't block anyone at all. It's just not me. But if you guys are overwhelming with negativity in the channel, I don't think that anybody wants to be surrounded by negativity, right? Especially when they're doing something free to help the community in general. As fun as it is for me, it's, you know, I also don't want to be surrounded by negativity, right? Where people are bashing my TA and making me feel just fucking awful. I'm human, guys. I'm a human, right? I don't want to be corny or anything, but nobody likes to be put down when it comes to their analysis if they're wrong, right? Always present points from an objective perspective. That I will gladly take, and I appreciate actually. I appreciate it when people call out when I'm wrong, but just don't be a dick about it or a troll about it, guys, and don't blame others for mistakes when you're following them, okay? So I hope you guys have enjoyed this TA. The reason why I'm focusing a lot on ETP right now is because you always want to focus your attention on where there's a lot of potential gain. And there's a lot of potential gain right now after it goes on hit BTC. So a lot of my videos will basically be random. I do plan to make an IOTA video very soon, and that one will have a very different vibe to it because it's new, it's fresh, it's shiny to me, right? I have invested in long term, but I haven't done a TA on it as well. So we're gonna go over it from scratch, and probably tomorrow, I'm guessing, when I find more time. If not tomorrow, then definitely right after the hit BTC shenanigans happens. So much love, support, and I like you guys all. Make sure you guys subscribe and follow me on Twitter as well. You know, my goal is to help out the community. I appreciate everyone's opinion always. I love you guys. I respect you guys. Peace, love. Take care and have yourselves a great day.